and listening, but actually teaching it, not just testing it. And so remember to start your webcam, Barry, if you've got one so that we can see you. Click on Start Broadcasting.
Good point.
Here you come now. Great, excellent.
Hello, everyone.
So over to
Hi, everyone. Well, today's going to be quite a quick one because I want to go through 10 ideas about how we can teach reading skills better to our students. This basically came out of an idea with observing quite a lot of classes where students were reading text, etc., doing the comprehension questions, and then doing, basically saying, "Oh, you've got 7 out of 10," which is great. But basically, how are they going to do it better in the future? And I think what's missing sometimes is helping them with those skills. So I just want to go through 10 quick ideas today, how they can do that. Okay, first idea is basically reading for pleasure. So not talking about what's happening necessarily in the classroom, but encouraging our students to read more outside the classroom. And one key thing here is really basically to make sure that they're choosing stuff that they're interested in and not what you're particularly interested in as a teacher. And also the other idea is to be picking books that are actually sort of at their level or below. So basically they're reading lots, it's quite easy, and then it's basically like a full circle where the more they find that easier, the more they want to read, the better they get, and the more motivated they will be to read something a little bit more difficult in future. I think we, certainly as teachers, you sort of see people who read a lot in class. Their vocabulary is certainly much greater than other students. But of course, with reading quicker, the more they read quicker, the more they understand. So they're getting away from this kind of one word at a time translation, and so they understand more. And also they're learning the vocabulary in context, which is much better for to learn that vocabulary, remember it, and use it in the future. The second idea, basically got a little map analogy here, is back in the days before we had GPS. We used to get the map out and trying to work out where we were going. So basically it helped us find our way to get to that place. Same idea with reading. Before we just start reading the text, which is something that a lot of our students do, they should be using some previewing techniques just so that it helps them understand how the text is made, how it's made up, and it basically help them understand it better. So the things they can preview, basically we've got the title, if there's any pictures, using those to help them, and then looking at the text, but certain points in the text. So for example, like the first paragraph often introduces the text, and then the first line of each paragraph, which will basically the topic sentences, and then at the last sentence of the last paragraph, often where there's some sort of conclusion or summary. And then if there's any key dates, names, etc., they also give some key information. Just to give you an idea of an activity, basically here we've got a text. We've blacked out a lot of the other areas of the text, so we're focusing the student on the bits that we want them to read. Obviously, we're getting them to look at the title and the pictures, and then they do the comprehension questions. And basically, they find out that they can answer a lot of the questions without reading all the text. So basically, in summary, well, they're placing the text in context. Obviously, it's helping them in real life decide whether that text is going to be difficult or not. And one of the key things here is making sure it's timed. And the whole point of this, and a few other the techniques here, is that they don't have to understand every word, which of course they won't in real life. And the third idea is it's quite related, but basically predicting. So we're looking at the title here. You know, Boston, a good place to live. And instead of just asking them, what do you think the text is about? You give them some questions and basically getting them to say, do they think those topics or those ideas will be in the text? The fourth one, scanning. Basically, we've got an idea in our head. We've got some sort of question. We want to find out a specific bit of information in that text. Again, it should be timed. What we recommend here is using some real life examples. For example, looking for an apartment. So you have some questions, and they have to find the apartment which would be most appropriate for that particular question. Or, for example, like a movie list, they have some people they want to see a particular type of movie, and then they quickly look through the information to find it. Another idea here is you can use two texts with the same story. So here we've got one here talking to some astronauts, and they have to quickly read both texts and find the information. So basically, what we're saying here is that you can build up the level of difficulty over time with this skill. Apologies, it's not very interactive with you guys. Just got lots to get through. I just want to give you lots of ideas, and at the end there'll be a nice little handout I can send you. Another idea, obviously there's going to be lots of, well, hopefully not too many words that they don't know. So basically, giving them those skills, trying to work out what the meanings are. The activity on the left here has got a text with some gaps. And basically, instead of just saying what words are missing, limiting it a little bit and telling them, is it a verb or is it a noun? And then basically later on deciding what words are missing. The one on the right, we've got a little text. They decide what words are missing. Some of the gaps, there can only be one answer. But some of them, I don't know if you can see it on the screen very well, but for example, the third one with Henry's mother, something to do with a cake. Basically, you know, you can make a cake, bake a cake, buy a cake. So the important thing here is that you're exploring the options with your students. It's not really the focus is getting away from what's right or wrong, but looking at what's possible. Okay, there's some ideas you can do with the word meanings. Certainly, thinking of like the Cambridge exams, for example, often with the word formation, asking them, is it singular, is it plural, what affixes can be there. And then, like with the word formation, with the root words, it's getting them bit by bit to work out what words are missing and to improve their vocabulary. Topics, I'm quite a big fan of using listening scripts. And here's an example where you basically get them to understand what are the people talking about. So you have a little listening script. It can be very short or very long. And you get them to work out what they're talking about, maybe where they are as well. But the key thing here is getting them to identify what words give them that answer. And this is an example where the reading skills helps the listening skills, because apart from doing this after, which is sometimes what we do after listening, we can do it beforehand. So we're trying to get them to focus on certain areas, certain words. One little thing, got 4 or 5 patterns here. Can you just very quickly tell me which one do you think would be the most difficult to remember? Just put it in your chat box. Good. Yeah, number 4. Basically, it hasn't got a pattern, has it? So it'd be a nightmare to try and remember that. Most texts have some kind of organization, or sometimes a mix, and it's basically highlighting some of those patterns with the students. So for example, we've got listing, time order, cause and effect, and comparison. I'll just quickly show you a couple of examples. So here we've got on the left a listing one, and you basically get them first of all talk about the topic. What's the main idea of the topic? Well, basically the diamonds are expensive. And then you've got some clues, you've got the signals, you've got several, then first, second, third, etc. And that basically following from those signals gives you the reasons why diamonds are expensive. And very similar with the time order, using the time linkers to show you where those answers are. Number 8, reference words. Basically, this one talking about pronouns. Here we've just got an example. It wasn't supposed to be topical with the marathon, but basically one idea is finding what the pronouns refer to. Also just showing, for example, here we've got Boston Marathon. We've got this and it, so that you have different pronouns referring to the same thing. If a piece is well written, very often we start with a specific word. For example, here, if you look at example A at the top, you have Paris, and then when they keep referring to the same idea, it gets more and more general. So you've got Paris, then the French capital, and then a city. Okay, so it's basically sometimes one, it's trying to improve their vocabulary, so they're not using the same words all the time. But it's also going to help them with their writing, so that they're following the same sort of pattern. And finally, the main thing really is focusing on the process, working these through with your students, do it in a communicative kind of way, either in pairs or as a class, and of course make them fun. You know, we know 1,000,001 games we can play, doing the same with these. Just to answer Anya's question, the particular ones I've got in this handout or the slides here is from Reading Power by Beatrice Mikulecki, if that's how it's pronounced. Very good books. The ones on this I thoroughly recommend reading. And so if anybody's got any questions or if anyone want a handout, I've got something that's got far more information, then please email me. And I'm glad to share that. And if you've got any ideas, I'd love to receive them. Thank you for coming.
Much, Barry. Lovely, excellent ideas there. Really great stuff. Really getting us